Psalm 103:13. Like as a father pitied his children, so the Lord pitied him that feareth him.
And if a soul should bring a gift offering sacrificed to the Lord, his gift offering shall be fine flour, and he shall pour upon it olive oil, and he shall place upon it frankincense. It is a sacrifice. And he shall bring it to the sons of Aaron, of the priests, and grabbing of it full by the handful of the fine flour with the olive oil and all its frankincense, that the priest shall place its memorial portion upon the altar, a sacrifice sent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. And the remainder of the sacrifice shall be for Aaron and his sons. It is a holy of the holies of the sacrifices of the Lord. If he should bring a gift offering sacrifice being baked in an oven, it shall be of fine flour, of unleavened bread, being mixed up with olive oil, or unleavened bread pancakes being smeared all over in olive oil. And if a sacrifice from the frying pan is your gift offering, it shall be unleavened breads, fine flour mixed up with olive oil. You shall break them into pieces, and you shall pour upon them olive oil. It is a sacrifice to the Lord. If your gift offerings sacrifices be from the grate, it shall be made of fine flour with olive oil. If you shall bring the sacrifice, whatever he should have made of these, to the Lord, you shall bring it to the priests, and in the drawing near to the altar, the priest shall remove from the sacrifice the memorial portion of it, and the priest shall place it upon the altar, a yield offering sent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. The amounts being left behind from a sacrifice shall be for Aaron and his sons, a holy of the holies of the yield offerings of the Lord. Every sacrifice whichever you should bring to the Lord, you shall not make leavened. For all yeast and all honey you shall not offer of it, to yield to the Lord a gift offering. Of first fruits you shall bring them to the Lord, but upon the altar they shall not be brought up for a scent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. Every gift offering of your sacrifice shall be salted with salt. You shall not discontinue salt from the covenant of the Lord with your sacrifices, but you shall offer salt upon all your gift offerings. If you should bring a sacrifice of first produce to the Lord, it shall be new, parched, ground green wheat to the Lord, and thus shall you bring the sacrifice of the first produce. You shall pour upon it olive oil, you shall put upon it frankincense. It is a sacrifice offering, and the priest shall offer the memorial portion of it from the green wheat with the olive oil and all its frankincense. It is a yield offering to the Lord. And if his gift offering be a sacrifice of deliverance to the Lord, and if then from his oxen he should bring it, if indeed a male, and if indeed a female, he shall bring it unblemished before the Lord. He shall place his hands upon the head of the gift offering. He shall slay it by the doors of the tent of the testimony. And the sons of Aaron the priest shall pour the blood upon the altar of the whole burnt offerings round about. They shall bring for the sacrifice of deliverance a yield offering to the Lord, and the fat covering up the belly, and all the fat upon the belly, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat upon them, the parts upon the thighs, and the lobe, the one above the liver, with the kidneys he shall remove. The sons of Aaron the priest shall offer them upon the altar, upon the whole burnt offerings, upon the wood, upon the fire, a yield offering sent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. If it had his gift offering sacrifice of deliverance to the Lord is of a sheep, he shall bring it as an unblemished male or female. If he should bring a lamb for his gift offering, he shall bring it before the Lord. You shall place hands upon the head of his gift offering, and shall slay it by the doors of the tent of the testimony. The sons of Aaron the priest shall pour the blood upon the altar round about. He shall bring from the sacrifice of deliverance a yield offering to the Lord. The fat and the loin, unblemished with the flank, he shall remove it, and all the fat covering up the belly, and all the fat upon the belly, both the kidneys and the fat upon them, and the fat upon the thighs, and the lobe upon the liver, with the kidneys being removed. And the priest shall offer it upon the altar, a scent of pleasant aroma, a yield offering to the Lord. If his gift offering is from the goats, then he shall bring it before the Lord, and he shall place hands upon the heads of it. They shall slay it before the Lord by the doors of the tent of the testimony. And the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall pour the blood upon the altar round about. He shall offer it of a yield offering to the Lord, even the fat covering up the belly, and all the fat upon the belly, and the 2 kidneys, and all the fat upon them, the fat upon the thighs, and the lobe upon the liver, with the kidneys he shall remove. The priest shall offer it upon the altar, a yield offering sent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. All fat belongs to the Lord, an everlasting law unto your generations. In every dwelling of yours, all fat and all blood you shall not eat. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, If a soul should sin unintentionally from all the orders of the law, Lord, of which things he must not be doing, he should not do any one of them. If then the anointed chief priest should sin to cause the people to sin, then he shall bring for his sin of which he sinned an unblemished calf of the oxen to the Lord for sin. He shall bring the calf by the door of the tent of the testimony before the Lord. He shall place his hand upon the head of the calf before the Lord, and he shall slay the calf in the presence of the Lord. The anointed priest, having perfected the hands, taking from the blood of the calf, even shall carry it into the tent of the testimony. The priest shall dip the finger into the blood, and shall sprinkle on from the blood 7 times with the finger before the Lord at the holy veil. The priest shall put of the blood of the calf upon the horns of the altar of incense, upon the composition before the Lord, which is in the tent of the testimony. And he shall pour all the blood of the calf by the base of the altar of the yield offering, which is by the doors of the tent of the testimony. And all the fat of the calf, of the one of the sin offering, he shall remove from it the fat covering up the entrails, and all the fat upon the entrails, and the 2 kidneys and the fat upon them by the thighs, and the lobe upon the liver, which the kidneys he shall remove it. In which manner he removes from the calf of the sacrifice of the deliverance offering. The priest shall offer it upon the altar of the yield offering, and the skin of the calf, of all of its flesh, with the head and the extremities and the belly and the dung. Even they shall bring forth the entire calf outside the camp into a clean place, where they shall pour out the ashes. They shall incinerate it upon the wood with fire. It shall be burnt upon the outpouring of the ashes. And if all the congregation of Israel should not know it being unintentionally done, and the thing should be unaware from the eyes of the congregation, they should do 1 trespass from all the commandments of the Lord, which should not be done. They should trespass, and the sin shall be made known to them which they sinned by it. And the congregation should bring a calf from out of the oxen, unblemished, for the sin offering, and he shall bring it by the doors of the tent of the testimony. The elders of the congregation shall place their hands upon the head of the calf before the Lord, and they shall slay the calf before the Lord. The anointed priest shall carry some of the blood of the calf into the tent of the testimony, and the priest shall dip his fingers in the blood of the calf, and shall sprinkle it 7 times before the Lord in front of the holy veil. Some of the blood the priest shall place upon the horns of the altar of the incense of the composition, which is before the Lord, which is in the tent of the testimony. He shall pour out all the blood before the base of the altar of the yield offering, of the one being before the door of the tent of the testimony, and he shall remove all of its fat from it. He shall offer it upon the altar. He shall offer the calf in which manner he did the calf for the sin offering, and so it shall be done. And the priest shall atone for them, and the sin shall be forgiven them. They shall bring forth the completed calf outside the camp. They shall incinerate the calf, in which manner they incinerated the calf formerly. It is a sin offering for the congregation. If the ruler should sin, and should commit 1 trespass of all of the commandments of the Lord his God, which he shall not do unintentionally, and should sin and should trespass, and the sin by which he sinned by it should be made known to him, then he should bring his gift offering of a young he-goat from the goats, a male unblemished. He shall place his hand upon the head of the young he-goat, and they shall slay it in its place, of which they slay the whole burnt offerings before the Lord. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall place some of the blood of the one of the sin offering, with the fingers upon the horns of the altar of the whole burnt offering. And he shall pour out all of its blood by the base of the altar of the whole burnt offerings. He shall offer all of its fat upon the altar as the fat sacrifice of deliverance. The priest shall atone for him of his sin, and it shall be forgiven him. If one soul should sin unintentionally from among the people of the land, in the committing of 1 trespass from all the commandments of the Lord, which should not be done, and he should trespass, and the sin should be made known to him which he sinned by it, then he shall bring the gift offering. He shall offer an unblemished female yearling of the goats for the sin which he sinned. He shall place his hand upon the head of his sin offering, and they shall slay the yearling, the one of the sin offering, in the place where they slay the whole burnt offering. And the priest shall take some of its blood with his fingers, shall put it upon the horns of the altar of the whole burnt offerings, and all of its blood he shall pour out of by the base of the altar. And all the fat he shall remove, in which manner he removed the fat from the sacrifice of deliverance. And the priest shall offer it upon the altar for the scent of pleasant aroma to the Lord. The priest shall atone for him, and it shall be forgiven him. If he shall bring a sheep for his gift for the sin offering, he shall bring it as an unblemished female. He shall place his hand upon the head of the one for the sin offering. They shall slay it for a sin offering in the place of which they slay the whole burnt offerings. The priest, taking some of the blood of the one for the sin offering, with his fingers he shall place it upon the horns of the altar of the whole offering, and all of its blood he shall pour out by the base of the altar of the whole burnt offering. All of its fat he shall remove, in which manner the fat of the sheep from the sacrifice of deliverance was removed. And the priest shall place it upon the altar, upon the whole burnt offerings of the Lord, and the priest shall atone for him. For the sins of which he sinned, it shall be forgiven him. soul should sin and should hear a voice of conjuring and witness this, or see, or be fully conscious of it, if he should not report it, he takes responsibility for his sin. That soul which ever should touch anything unclean, or decaying flesh, or that which is unclean taken by wild beasts, or of the decaying flesh of abominations of the unclean, or of the decaying flesh of unclean cattle, or should touch of the uncleanness of a man, of any of his uncleanness, whatever touching he should be defiled, and he be aware of it, but after this he should know, even he should have trespassed. The soul in whichever he should swear by an oath, drawing apart his lips to do evil, for to do well according to all, as much as the man who should depart according to an oath, and should be unaware of it, and this one should know and should sin any one of these things, then he shall declare openly the sin for which he has sinned by it, and he shall bring for which he trespassed against the Lord. For the sin of which he sinned, a female from the sheep, a ewe lamb, or a yearling of the goats for a sin offering, and the priest shall atone for him for the sin which he sinned, and the sin will be forgiven him. If his hand is not strong to be fit for bringing the sheep, he shall bring for his sin offering of which he sinned 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons to the Lord, one for a sin offering, and one for a whole burnt offering. He shall bring them to the priest, and the priest shall bring the one for the prior sin offering, and the priest shall pluck off its head from the neck, and shall not divide it. He shall sprinkle from the blood of the one for the sin offering upon the wall of the altar, but the rest of the blood he shall drop upon the base of the altar, for it is an offering on account of sin. The second one he shall offer for a whole burnt offering, as is fit, and the priest shall atone for him for his sin which he sinned, and it shall be forgiven him. If his hand should not find a pair of turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he shall bring his gift for which he sinned, the 10th of the ephah of fine flour for a sin offering. He shall not pour upon it olive oil, nor place upon it frankincense, for it is an offering on account of the sin. He shall bring it to the priest, and the priest, grabbing from it a handful of his, shall place the memorial portion of it upon the altar, upon the whole burnt offering to the Lord, for it is a sin offering. And the priest shall atone for him for his sin which he sinned against one of these things, and shall be forgiven him, and the remaining will be for the priest as a sacrifice of the fine flour. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, The soul, whoever should be unaware himself with forgetfulness, and should sin unintentionally of the holy things of the Lord, then he shall bring for his trespass offering to the Lord an unblemished ram of the flocks, of the value of silver of shekels, and the shekel in the holy place for what he trespassed. Whatever he sinned, he shall pay from the holy things, and the 5th part he shall add to it. He shall give it to the priest, and the priest shall atone for him by the ram of the trespass offering, and it shall be forgiven him. And the soul, whoever should sin, should commit one trespass from all the commandments of the Lord, which he must not do, and does not know, and should trespass, and should take the guilt for his sin, then he shall bring an unblemished ram from out of the flocks, the value of silver for the trespass offering to the priest. And the priest shall atone for him for his ignorance of which he was ignorant of, and he did not know, and it will be forgiven him. For he trespassed the trespass, and it is the trespass offering before the Lord. Shout to God, all the earth. Give service to the Lord with gladness. Enter his presence with exaltation. Know that the Lord, he is our God. He made us, and not we, but we are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with acknowledgement, into his courtyards with hymns, and make acknowledgement to him. Praise his name. For the Lord is gracious. His mercy is into the eon, and his truth unto generation and generation. About mercy and judgment I shall sing to you, O Lord. I shall strum, and I shall perceive in an unblemished way. When shall you come to me? I traveled in the innocence of my heart in the midst of my house. I did not set before my eyes an illegal thing. I detested ones committing violations. A crooked heart cleaved not to me, turning aside from me. The wicked man I knew not. The one speaking ill in private of the ones near him. This one I drove out. Proud eye and insatiable heart, with this one I ate not. My eyes are not upon the trustworthy of the land, for them to sit together with me, going in an unblemished way. This one officiated to me. One having pride dwelt not in the midst of my house. One speaking unjust did not conduct anything before my eyes. In the morning I killed all the sinners of the land, to utterly destroy from out of the city. One having pride dwelt not in the midst of my house. One speaking unjust did not conduct anything before my eyes. In the morning I killed all the sinners of the land, to utterly destroy from out of the city of the Lord all the ones practicing lawlessness.
As a rush of water, so is the heart of a king in the hand of God. Wherever wishing he should nod, there he leads it. Every man appears just to himself, but the Lord straightens out the heart. To do just things and to be truthful are more pleasing to God rather than a sacrifice of blood. A high-minded man is bold-hearted in his insolence, and the torch of the impious is sin. The thoughts of the vigorous are in plenty, and everyone hastening is unto less. The one producing treasures by a lying tongue pursues vanity, and comes unto the snare of death. The ruin of the impious is welcomed as a guest, for they do not prefer to do the just things. To the crooked ones God sends crooked ways, for his works are pure and straight. Better to live upon a corner of the housetop, in the open air, than houses being whitewashed with injustice in a profane house. The soul of the impious desires evils. It shall not be shown mercy by any one of men. With the penalizing of an unrestrained man, the guileless man becomes more clever, but by perceiving, a wise man will receive knowledge. A just man perceives the hearts of the impious. He treats the impious as worthless in their evils. The one who shuts up his ears to not heed the weak, even himself shall call out, and there will be no one listening. A private presence prostrates angers, but the one sparing gifts shall raise up strong rage. It is with gladness for the just to have equity, but a sacred man is unclean by evildoers. A man wandering from the way of righteousness shall rest in the gathering of giants. A man lacking loves gladness, being fond of wine and oil and wealth. The rubbish of the just is a lawless man, for upright ones a lawbreaker. Better to live in the wilderness than with a wife being combative and talkative and prone to anger. A desirable treasure shall rest upon the mouth of the wise, but foolish men will swallow it. The way of righteousness and charity shall find life and glory. A wise man mounts against fortified cities, and demolishes the fortress upon which the impious relied upon. The one who guards his mouth and the tongue carefully keeps his soul from affliction. A bold and self-willed and ostentatious man is called pestilent, and the one who resents is a lawbreaker. Desires kill the lazy, for his hands resolve to not do anything. An impious man lusts evil things the whole day, but the just one desires mercy, and he pities unsparingly. Sacrifices of the impious are an abomination to the Lord, for even they bring them unlawfully. A lying witness shall perish, and a man who is subject will speak guardedly. An impious man impudently stands in front, but the upright man himself perceives his ways. There is no wisdom, there is no courage, there is no counsel to the impious. A horse is prepared for the day of battle, but help is by the Lord. Judges 6:12 and 13. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him, and said unto him, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? Where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us from Egypt? But now the Lord hath forsaken us, and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. Gideon lived in a time when the people of Israel had largely turned away from God. Many of them were worshipping the same idols as the Canaanites among whom they lived. In judgment, God allowed an enemy to triumph over Israel, and as a result, they were living in desperation. Even the people who still believed in God's promises were not seeing him in their daily lives. Gideon did not have confidence in God's presence, despite the fact that he was talking to the angel of the Lord, which was an Old Testament appearance of Jesus himself. Despite all that God had done in the past, there was a disconnect. Gideon pointed out the stories of God's miracles in the past, which had been spoken of, but the people of his generation had not seen God at work. One of the most important things parents and grandparents, and especially fathers, can do is live in such a way that God is obviously and observably at work in their lives. It's good to tell children and grandchildren what God used to do in the past. Those blessings should never be forgotten or overlooked, but it is even better to show them what he is doing today. If those who come after us only hear about a God who works miracles and meets needs, their father will be weak if it exists at all. Young or old, this should be the prayer of every father. Now also, when I am old and gray-headed, O God, forsake me not, till I have shewed thy strength unto this generation, and thy power to every one that is to come. Every day is a new opportunity to show our children and grandchildren that God is real and working in our lives.
Wait patiently with me while I bless you. Don't rush into my presence with time consciousness gnawing at your mind. I dwell in timelessness. Oh, praise the Lord. I am, I was, and I always will be. For you, time is a protection. You're a frail creature who can handle only 24-hour segments of life. Time can also be a tyrant, ticking away relentlessly in your mind. Learn to master time, or it will be your master. Though you are a time-bound creature, seek to meet me in timelessness as you focus on my presence. The demands of time and tasks will diminish. I will bless you and keep you, making my face shine upon you graciously, giving you peace. Micah 7:7. But as for me, I watch in hope for the Lord. I wait for God, my Savior. My God will hear me. Revelations 1:8. I am the Alpha and the Omega, says the Lord God, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. Numbers 6:24-26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.